screen. I don't know what you can say. Hello, everybody. This is Time to Talk, and I am Claire Gilvray from Cognitive Sports Therapy, and we have Nicola Stenning in the house, who I actually haven't seen visually for a very long time, and it's very exciting to see you on the screen. She's a busy lady. She's sitting in her car mid kind of working day, so thank you so much for joining us, Nicola. So we're doing this series. We've got 4 through May for maternal mental health. I know maternal mental health was just a week, awareness week, a few weeks ago, but we kind of felt as a group we'd really like to focus on it a wee bit more. So I had kind of really wanted to bring you in because you are a health visitor and I have worked with you and I respect you, and I thought you'll have lots of really good things to share with us. So do you want to tell me even, what are you doing at the minute? Are you straight health visiting? What are you doing?
Yeah, well, I'm actually just back from maternity leave, so I have actually been through it myself. I've been back 2 weeks now, so I'm back straight health visiting, having just had a little baby myself last April, so experienced the whole drama of having a baby in a pandemic. But I am at the moment just a generic normal health visitor. I haven't been a health visitor for 20 years, so quite a long time. Seen quite a lot of changes. But yeah, so I kind of know from both angles at the moment, personally and professionally. So
because I was sitting last night thinking when we used to work together, but it's probably been about 10 years ish, hasn't it, ago?
Yeah, a little while.
And so, I mean, you have been in the midst of it. What do you want to share? What, from your experience as a mum and also health visitor? And
what a time to have a baby. I was thinking, particularly last year, I think the statistics of people that have had a baby in 2020, 1 and 2 have had some sort of anxiety or depression. So it was a big year for people having babies last year, and having had one myself, there was a lot of panic. And I think for me, the sort of anxiety around in the media and everything about having a baby made me feel quite anxious, alongside obviously the isolation and the negativity that was sort of around for everybody as well. So I think obviously everyone had problems last year, didn't they? It wasn't easy for anybody, and probably still going on this year. But I think it was particularly hard to have a baby at home last year, being stuck indoors. So it heightened all. When you've had a baby, obviously you're much higher risk of feeling anxiety, not just low mood, but quite a lot of anxiety. And then the pandemic on top of it just has made it, has emphasised it even more, I think.
And it's your second one as well, so you would have had 2 at home, wouldn't you? And then all those baby groups that you maybe would have been more doing with your older son would have just not happening.
And you lose your routine, and I think, particularly when it's with your second, you expect to sort of be busy out and about, sort of creating things to do. It's like being a mum can be really boring, and you don't have much sleep. So when you're really tired, it's good to be busy rather than stuck at home with nothing to do. Finding things to do when you're absolutely exhausted is hard. And I think all of those things in the last year have been really tricky for people. And a lot of the things that we often say to people to help to improve their mental health was taken away.
So
it's been a tough year.
Because I think you said, thankfully, you knew what you knew. So you were kind of going in as an educated person who spends your life talking to mums and educating and sharing kind of advice. So you already have it. So if you kind of didn't have that training behind you and didn't have that, knowledge, then you would have, I think, probably find it even harder, I think you said, didn't you?
Yeah. So I'm back now at work, and sadly it's still not back as it was. I mean, you can't see your GP or your health visitor or midwife as you could. I think there's still quite a lot of telephone contact, and even then getting through on the phone can be quite hard. And none of us are as readily available as we used to be. And I think as a new mum, particularly, I imagine for first-time mums, not having that sort of breastfeeding support, or that support of not knowing how your baby is, and then Google becomes your friend, and Google becomes your doctor or health visitor.
It's a bit scary.
Hellish. Yeah. It's something you really kind of need to be mindful if you're supporting someone. One of the first things I would say is step away from the Google.
Okay.
I think it's really good. It's a good thing to do, maybe even when you're pregnant, to think of the websites you're going to go to as your limited websites that you're going to use, rather than kind of going across the whole of Google, because it becomes too much, overwhelming.
Yeah, I mean, you had a few that you wanted to share, didn't you, of ones that you thought were good for people to kind of follow or be on?
Yeah, I mean, you'll probably agree with me. I think sticking to NHS choices for babies is actually really, really good. So if anything's wrong from a health perspective, they're actually it's actually really succinct and perfect for like when you what you need to do in terms of the next pathway. So I say if
Yeah.
anything health wise, anything medically wrong, I would really go to NHS Choices because it's just brilliant and quick, and it stops the panic. I think because it's really well written. But in terms of mental health support, there are some. I follow a lovely lady called Lindsay Hookway for sleep, and she links through to lots of feet. She's actually a lactation consultant as well, so she's
Say her
got
again. I didn't pick that up. What did you say?
Lindsay Hookway.
Okay.
And her Facebook's Feed Sleep Bond, her Insta's Lindsay Hookway. She
Okay.
is an absolute font of all knowledge to do with sleep, which
Okay.
actually, when you've had a baby, is probably the most important thing, isn't it? So
Yeah.
something you really need advice on. And her advice is very gentle, and she's really giving in her advice for free. So she gives a lot of. She does a weekly Q&A for everybody, and she's also a lactation consultant, so happy to give feeding advice too. But she's been
Brilliant.
amazing in the last year for a lot of people I know.
Good.
Mind is great. If you think that you're having some problems with your mental health, the Mind stuff's really, really good, and they've got great links through as well. And
Yeah.
Pandas, which is specifically for people that are suffering Pandas,
Yeah.
is specifically for people that are suffering with anxiety and low mood.
Yeah.
And they're really good websites to start with.
I mean, I've been saying to people as well, although GPs and maybe health visitors aren't seeing people face to face nearly in the way that they were, they will still see you. You know, I've been seeing clinics and I will see people face to face. And sometimes, you know, if you say to someone you're struggling with your mental health, you know, if you say to the receptionist when you call up, they will see you. So don't, you know, I probably say the same to me, wouldn't you? If you need to see a health visitor, if you need to see a GP, they exist and they're working and they
And
will
they always
see
have
you.
been.
Sorry?
And they always have been as well.
Yeah, the whole
Yeah,
way through. So it's
maybe a few
just,
months not, but yeah. I mean,
yeah,
I'm in between visits now, which is why I'm in my car. We're still seeing people and happily seeing people, and we really want to see people as well. So
yeah,
they should always reach out. Yeah,
yeah. So for people not to be scared to do that and feel that they, you know, if they need help, please ask for it.
I
And I
think
don't
it's really
know.
important
So,
to know that health visitors aren't there to judge as well. I think that it's a really awful misconception that health visitors are maybe like social workers or something, and that if you admit to having a low mood or anxiety, that they can might refer you to social services or take your baby away. But it's not at all. I mean, I mean, obviously there's a variation across our services, there is in all things, but generally we're kind of non-judgmental, and we're here to support you and find ways to make things easier for you,
yeah,
and often find the right support for you. It's not to make judgment on how you're feeling.
yeah. Because I think I must have, wherever I was with my second baby and I was struggling, it was the health visitor who was the person who was kind of checking up on me and not necessarily even doing an awful lot with me, but came and kind of did some baby massage and things like that, which was just really nice, as you say. It's just having somebody who feels like they're in your corner a little bit of extra support. I really valued my kind of health visitor input, so it's nice to know that you're kind of still there and you're doing your stuff. I mean, if anyone's listening who's supporting a new mum, have you got any kind of advice for them, for the people around new mums and what they can be doing to
Yeah.
help?
I mean, I think it's really important that when you've just had a baby to be social, to like make sure that you don't become withdrawn and staying home. And I think we're learning from other mums, which is hard, but the groups are starting to come open now. So things like baby massage or the baby sensory, it's not really for the baby; they're more for mums. And
That's what I
as
mean. Yeah,
they are for babies, it's really good to get out and just see other mums and hear that other people are having the same problems. Babies cry, babies are hard, babies are, they're exhausting. At times you don't probably like them very much, and that's all okay to have those negative feelings. I think the other thing that's really important is social media is so challenging when you're a mum in terms of comparing yourself to other people that put on that
yep,
they're this dream life with their baby, or even the movie shows you that as well. And being a mum's not like that, and so I'd recommend that people step away from social media a bit when they've had a baby. Googling, or sorry, looking up Facebook and other people at 1 a.m. of like, oh, look how amazing their experience is. It's not. It's never like that. So,
no,
um, getting the right support, getting out and about and being active. So even if they're just short walks, really fresh air is so important.
yeah.
Um, so I mean, the same, and talking to people, the same as you probably say for everybody, isn't it? But
Yeah, absolutely. And as you say, that is that kind of non-judgmental kind of space for people as well. That I think that's really important to kind of sort of say to people to maybe stay away from people who are judgmental for you because it's not really what you kind of you need whenever you're feeling like that. You want
Yeah.
supportive people around you, and kind of choosing the people that you see is really important, I think.
Yeah. And that's including the people that you find online that are supportive for you. Because I think, like, say, for instance, breastfeeding or bottle feeding or sleep and all those things is so, people have so many opinions on a baby and everyone thinks they're the experts. And
Yeah.
normally, if someone says they're an expert, they're not an expert. So you just need to find the right approach for you as well. Like I'm saying, I love Lindsay Hookway because she's very gentle and holistic. But if it's not the right approach for that mum, they need to find the right person for them and stick with them, because there's quite a lot of conflicting advice, and just finding the right person. I guess sleep's the other thing that I didn't say. You can't sleep when you've had a baby, so it's finding the time to find support to get sleep as well in the day if you can, because
Yeah.
you have less sleep. I mean, I had less sleep last night.
Yeah. Because I think sometimes mums are put off going to some of these things because they worry their baby's going to cry and disturb the rest of the group and that kind of thing. And I think having that kind of thought in your head that it's normal, and whenever someone's running a baby group, they expect babies to be crying, don't they? And
Yeah.
they're happy that you might need to go off, and if you're not happy breastfeeding in the group, they're happy for you to go off and sit somewhere comfortable away. And there's absolutely no pressure in those sorts of groups to um, have a baby that sits there and behaves, because that's not what babies do. I think a lot of people worry about going to, into a social situation with a baby with an expectation that they're going to be this prize baby. But
And know your baby's cry is 10 times louder to you than it is to anybody else.
I think that's the thing as well. Everyone's really quite shocked and apologizing for their baby, and it's like you haven't really even noticed their baby, but for them, they really do. So I think definitely.
Yeah.
Super. I don't know if you got any other tips or anything else you want to share, or was that us?
I think just like remember that you need a whole team around you to build a baby. It's not, don't ever just feel that you're on your own on an island. You always ask for help and accept help, and whatever way it is, it doesn't have to be that someone holds the baby or feeds the baby. It might be they make you a casserole, or just does your washing for you. Just ask for help, and never stick to your in on your own. Always ask. Yeah,
that's good tip. Thank you. Brilliant.
well,
I'm going to let you go and do your visit. And we need to catch up properly again soon.
Yeah, speak soon.
Thanks, Monica.
Bye.
Bye.